Hi all, welcome to Stocks. I would like to thank you for your support for my first video. Today we'll see how Bank Nifty, Nifty 50 and few stocks we can see tomorrow how they will perform. As we saw yesterday, I have drawn few supports and resistance and it has respected today. For example, yesterday we saw in the Nifty, so I draw a resistance, so which is around the same level. So what we are seeing, it's about 25,002. So if you have if you have not seen my first video, you can watch it. So I have clearly stated that 25,002 has a resistance and it's properly respected that, and for example it's touched and it came back, means this zone it's acting as a resistance and it's testing now. For example, when I go for 15 minutes, if you can see, so it has crossed this resistance and tried to sustain, but it couldn't and it came back. So now you can see that consolidation happened at the resistance level. Okay, so now for example, if I draw a trend line, a simple trend line for 15 minutes, let me take a trend line and draw from today's low and I'll try to make a trend line. Okay, so what we can see here, so you can observe it has made some higher low. It's kind of higher low. Okay, so now what we can expect tomorrow, we can expect a gap up. Okay, we can expect a gap up tomorrow, but again, so we should see how it will act at the resistance level. For example, let me cover it in the next few minutes. So now I'll just clear it off and then we will see, okay, tomorrow how market can react, whether it's a gap up or gap down. Okay, I'll just go to money control, as we know everyone. So money control, which gives us the idea about the global market, how it behaves. We'll see here how Dow Jones futures is looking today. So it's showing very strongly 473 in a positive direction, 1.14% up, and still we don't have S&P and Nasdaq yet to open. So still we are at 6 p.m. So it will open in another 1.5 hours, I believe. So then DAX, it's very strong, 1.53% up, and it's showing 360 positive. And we can see Gifty, it's going down now as of now, but as we can see the Asian market, it's behaved very mixed opinion, I would say. But tomorrow what we can expect, so tomorrow we can expect a gap up. I would say at least what is my perspective is we can expect 50 to 100 levels of gap up based on our US as well as so the European markets. And also we should see how FIIs and DIIs activity happened today, whether it's how much they have bought or how much they have sold, what is the net sold or net buy we have for today. So that is also going to impact for tomorrow's gap up or gap down. Okay, so as per my view, tomorrow should be a gap up actually. Okay, so now I'll just I'll go to my daily view in the Nifty. So we'll see tomorrow. So as I mentioned in the yesterday video, I've stated also that I've given some levels and I told that it will at least it will be valid for at least for a week or next week. Why? Because so 25,000 level is a psychological level, so where definitely it will consolidate, and if it breaks, so definitely it's a breakout, a kind of so psychologically it's breakout and also it's a technically it's breakout. So for example, now again, so we'll see today where the resistance, so still, so I'll take it as a resistance. Why? Because it's tested now, it is tested. So you can ask me how it's tested and why you are telling is tested. So I can give you another video for this, but now as of now, as I'm just telling it's tested. Maybe I can create one more video for it, so how to see the zones and how it's tested or not, how we can test, how we can see that, so that I can clearly make another video. But as of now, so this is what the testing zone I would say. So the next one is, so this is tested, though this one is tested already, but still it can be act as a resistance tomorrow. So now for example, the next resistance is around 25,795. So, and the last level is 26,173. These are the resistance which holds good for you at least for next couple of weeks. Okay. Now we'll see where the support is. So majorly what I can see, the support is around 24,600. So this is the major level of support, first level according to the time frame daily. And also I can create a video for you, for example, how to make a time frame analysis. So that is a different concept altogether. So but as of now, to give you analysis, I'm just providing you the how the looks like, basically how the daily and how it looks like in the intraday. So based on that, how you can take your decisions to take the trade. So for example, now first is 24,600, and the next level I would say I can see it's around, so for example 23,924. And also, so with the help of Fibonacci, so maybe a few people already aware how to draw a Fibonacci. So how we can see the Fibonacci? Always we should see the latest swing, for example. So how you consider swing? So now for example, if you see, it's coming like higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, then it formed as lower high, and it's going. So for example, now in this level, so you are not seeing any, it's already crossed this particular swing. Now I have to consider as a swing this one. Okay, so now I'll consider this swing to the last swing. Okay, for example, let me just put it. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think it's here, the major swing. Okay, so you can see now, so it's already crossed the golden zone, and for example, it's going to touch 0.786. And what I showed you, the resistance, you can clearly observe that so which is near to 0.786, and the last resistance what I've showed you, 26, for example 26,173, which is going to be 1. So this is how we take the Fibonacci. So based on Fibonacci also you can extract your resistance and support, but you should consider properly the latest swing and where it got swinged and where it's got the breakout. So those things you should consider while you are drawing Fibonacci. Okay, this is about Fibonacci. So I'll just take off this. So now these are the two supports and the resistance what we can see on the daily basis. Now for example, those who are doing intraday, and you are asking me like so this is a big level, so how I can consider for my intraday trade. So when I'm doing, so I'll go to 15 minutes. Now as I told yesterday, so this was the exact the level where it got consolidated. Tomorrow, so for example, it opened around 25,000 somewhere, so 25,086, for example. So I draw, for example, here it got opened. So this is again this is one more area where we have the resistance, okay, on the 15 minutes time zone. So here you have to see whether how the price action is happening, whether it's higher low, for example it opened here, whether it's forming higher low or it's forming lower high. Okay, always you should remember it's forming lower high, so means, so there is a chances of breakdown after some time. For example, if it is, for example, it's forming higher low, so you can clearly observe there's a breakout. So this is how you should see at the resistance as well as at the support. So how to take the calls, so on the 15 minutes level, so how it's consolidating, whether it's a higher low or it's a lower high. Always remember, if it is a lower high, so then there's chances of breakdown. Whenever it's a chances of, for example, it's forming a higher low, so there is a chance of breakout. Okay, so this is how we can see the trend. So now for example, this is the 15 minutes. For example, if you ask me, okay, where is the 15 minutes so the support, so I would tell the 15 minute support you can consider as today's low. So for example, so if it breaks, then you can consider this as the the support 24,831. If for example, if it fails also, then the next swing is here. You can consider it as, it's very, we have a lot of supports even in 15 minutes. So you can consider one after the other, for example. So these all act as a support. Okay, these are the support levels which you can see, and you can mark in your system when you are doing. And this is about Nifty. So it's looking bullish as of now. So but it depends on how it opens and how it consolidates on the price action, whether it's higher low or lower high, you should see. Okay, so next I will go to Nifty Bank. So yesterday also clearly told so about the Nifty Bank, about the levels. So still it's consolidating. So for example, if you see, it's again make as a doji candle, kind of undecision, for example, what to, either it's a breakout or break even. So still it's in for example, consolidation zone. I'll just mark the triangle again yesterday which I draw. So if you see, so it's still in this zone. So this is the major zone at the all-time high. So but Bank Nifty is in makeout or breakout stage. Okay, so if it breaks this zone, so for example, then if it is playing in this zone, you should be very careful. For example, it can be consolidated for a couple of weeks, or it can break tomorrow also, based on the volume, because tomorrow we have BankEX expiry as well as Sensex expiry. So based on that, you can see. Okay, so now you can ask me, okay, so on the daily basis, where is the support? So daily basis, we can see the support majorly. I would say it's so this one. So it's 53,975, or else, like, if you are considering immediate support, for example, then I would say you can consider as this one. So 854, 852. So these are the supports, and resistance is basically the high. You can consider it as the high, as the resistance. So now when I consider 15 minutes, so yesterday I clearly told that we have one zone where it can be tested, for example this one. So same thing happened today, so it got tested today. So this is the zone where we can see the resistance. So it got rejected, it went up and it tested. For example, if you, as I said, so it made a higher low and it got consolidated. Now for example, tomorrow we need to see how it goes up, or how it goes, how the gap up or gap down. So basically the support is here, the on the 15 minutes zone. Next is this one, and next, if you are asking me, so next zone is this one. So these are the major levels on the 15 minutes. So you can consider on the Bank Nifty. So it's looking bullish. Okay, on the daily basis, it's looking bullish. Then we'll see two stocks. So basically for tomorrow, or for the next month also. So how we can consider, one is Bajaj Auto. So Bajaj Auto, basically you can see it's almost going to close up the major so the swing. So the for its, we have the resistance is around, let me just draw a resistance. Okay, so this is the resistance for on the daily basis. I would say it's around 9,403. So we can see close this month, close above 9,403. We can see the close above this one. So next, where you can expect the major rejection is 9,692. So these are the major levels which you can see, but it's bullish. So you can consider easily for your trade. For example, for if you are doing intraday, or if you are doing some the stock options, so you can consider the Bajaj Auto. Even for swing trade, you can see it's clearly showing us a W pattern, and which can go upper and upper. So it's very good. So in terms of all the way, in terms of resistance, in terms of support. So, and I would like to say the support is, you can consider as this one, the first support. And then you can consider the here, it has a lot of supports. So I would say these are the supports, so which you can consider for Bajaj Auto. And the next one is the CAMS, so Computer Age Management Services. So this is one of the good company, so which is so kind of monopoly in this sector. So very good for so for long term as well as for swing trade. Now it stopped around 39771.70. So now we can see, for example, so if I draw a trend line, okay, so it is showing bullish. Okay, and in RSI also it is bullish. You can ask me, okay, where is the resistance for it? So the first resistance what I can see in the daily frame is this is the resistance. What we can see is 4032. So this is the first, or else I'll just move it a bit. 4048 is the first resistance, and the next resistance would be, so the upper zones are tested, but still you can consider this as resistance still. So these are tested ones, but it can, if it breaks, then it can faster, it can move to 250. So I don't know whether it can be done with this month itself, but for future, for example, if you are considering for next month for stock option or something, this could be a good stock which you can consider in your options basically. And also for swing trade, it's very good company, so which you can consider at least 500 to 600 profits for the next month. So it can easily give you a breakout kind of 4500 levels. So you can consider it for so for your swing trade as well as options. So this is my overall analysis for today, and please subscribe and click on the bell icon, and also please mention your comments how you liked or what I can improve in my so explanation. So or else if you want to have some kind of stocks which you wanted to see in your portfolio, and you wanted to know how it going to be or how it can be work, how it will work in the next couple of months or something, if you wanted to know, you can just mention in the comments which stock you wanted to have analysis. And maybe in future I will just cover up like what is fundamental analysis, what is technical analysis, and how to make a supply zone and demand zones, how you see the test, how it can be, how you can check whether it's tested or not, on what basis you are checking, so breakout or breakdown. So how these things, maybe in future sessions I can I will take it. So this is as of now for today. Thanks for watching, and again keep supporting on our channel. Thank you so much.